Oh, hey folks, how you doing? Paul with you here on a Sunday morning. Of little of what there is, I don't know. I know it's in the morning on Sunday. Anyways, I wanted to tell you this little story that happened to me. It's a quick one. And I don't know what made me think of it, but it made me think of something made me think of it this morning. There are things that you do sometime in your life that you're happy that you did. And sometimes they involve people that are not as fortunate as you. In other words, by the grace of God, there go I. I was driving in my car, or my truck, about 8 years ago. I would say it was a good 7, 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And, I love NFL football jerseys because they're so colorful and they're familiar and we know who they are. As soon as we see them, if you know the teams, you know who they are. And, they're sought after. I mean, I used to buy them for my son when my son was young. And he did wear them from time to time. And I looked over one time, and I was at Sheridan Street in University, which is, it's like a busy road. And they're sitting down with a beautiful Minnesota Vikings jersey in pure purple, not white, but in purple. Brand new. I saw a young black man. I mean young, like 19 years old or something, maybe 18. I don't know. He could be 17, could be 19. I don't know. But it was probably 20 or under. And he looked like he was in shape. And it looked like he was a decent guy. It didn't look like he stole a freight train anytime before. And when I looked, it just kind of puzzled me because as I looked over, he was in a heap, sitting down on a curb, and he was blubbering. And I mean blubbering. I'm not talking about like just a little bit of weeping. He was pretty close to blubbering. And I didn't know what to make out of this. And I stopped my car. And don't forget, this was a black guy and I'm just a little white guy, right? Like, what am I doing here? And I don't know, nobody else thought to do it. I figured I would. So I got out of the car and I said, "What happened?" I said, "Why are you crying?" A lot of you won't understand this or why I'm almost crying. Because not so much the whites, but the blacks sometimes, their families are very close. And it means something to them. I know my family's all messed up, but some black families are very, very close. And he looked up at me and he said, "My grandma won't talk to me anymore." And then I said, "Why not?" And he said, "Because I hit my mama." And boy, did that do it for me, folks. Did that do it. I wasn't there for morality check or morality lesson, nothing like that. And I just told him, I said, "I love your shirt." I said, "That shirt is so beautiful." And he said, "I just got out of prison." I stayed with him a little bit, maybe 15, 20 minutes. And I said, "I hope you're okay." I said, "I'm going to leave, but I hope you're okay." And I guess it was about maybe like 5 days later or a week later or like 10 days later. It was close enough to where I knew it was him. So it wasn't like 2 months. And I saw him running across the street there on Sheridan Street going toward I-95 eastbound toward the ocean. And I said, I remember you. I said, are you okay? And he says, I'm getting the bus for a job interview. Now, I can't tell you that means he lived a perfect life. But I sure am glad that I was the only one. By the way, 441 is a very well-traveled street. 441 is very busy. Very busy. And nobody thought to go over and check on a man who was crying with his head down. Young man. So I hope he made it. And I'm glad I had a part in it. Anyways, that's the story. Sometimes you do something because you know it's right. It doesn't look right, and you know it's the right thing to help. And you don't have to do much. Just go over there and let them know somebody's thinking about it with them. So take care, subscribe, be nobody, get on this channel, subscribe, worship me as a God. And I'll do the best to protect you and tell you what I know that you can rely on. Take care, and I will see you later for the news. There'll be very little of it today on a Sunday. Bye.